Before demonstrating product line maintenance, it is important to define and understand the relationships created within a product line. Product line maintenance allows the user to group colorant sets and select matching parameters under a hierarchical product line model. This allows end users to select products for matching using their own naming conventions. Product lines have applications in both retail paint matching as well as industrial matching. Product lines define colorant sets to use, bases and colorants to use, whether or not a base is auto-selected, as well as minimum and maximum colorant settings. Container size can also be defined here. The first diagram shows an example of the top 3 levels in a product line hierarchy. The hierarchy is set up in a parent-child relationship. A parent may have many children, but a child may only have one parent. In other words, a manufacturer may have many systems, but a system can only have one manufacturer. The top level of product line maintenance is manufacturer. A manufacturer would be equivalent to the overall creator-owner of the product line. Systems can be used to define the chemistry or usage of that line. Brand corresponds to the market or common name used. For our example, our manufacturer is Acme Paints, system is Interior Latex, and brand is Quality Pro Flat for the product line we will be creating during the video portion. The next diagram shows the base level. Each brand can contain many bases. A base can be an ingredient that is defined as a white, base, or resin. This is defined in the ingredient maintenance portion of Match Pigment. Our final diagram shows that each base can be associated with the same or different colorant sets. The colorants 1, 2, 3, and 4 can be from the same set or different colorant sets. Now that a basic definition of product lines has been explored, let's move on to the software and show how a product line can be created. To access Product Line Maintenance from Navigator, choose the Go pull-down menu and click Product Line Maintenance. You are now viewing the Product Line Maintenance main screen. For introductory purposes, we will switch the manufacturer to Retail for a more in-depth look at the options available. In the top section of the screen, you can define the manufacturer, system, and brand data, as well as create default cans. The middle section of the screen contains the base grid showing the bases assigned to a given brand, as well as the colorant grid that is shown for a selected base. The bottom section allows the user to attach cans to the selected base. In each of the grids, an indicator arrow shows which item is active. In order to edit or delete an item, it must have the arrow pointed to it. In the base grid, the first 2 columns are fixed, and if you scroll to the right, other columns with base information become available. Much of the information in these columns is available in Formula Central, and it is important to note that when a product line is used for matching in Formula Central, that the product line settings will supersede the job template settings. Base information such as whether or not a base is auto-selectable and top-off types are exclusive to product line maintenance. For a more detailed explanation of base column functions, please refer to your Match Pigment documentation. The colorant grid functions in much the same way as the base grid. As we see when we scroll, the same scrolling features are available. You can also resize the windows, if necessary, to make for easier data display. Each base can have the same colorants or different colorants. We can see this by switching back and forth between bases. The same rules apply to colorant information as with bases with regards to Formula Central. Let's walk through creating a product line. In order to create a product line, it is important to follow the hierarchical order of manufacturer, then system, then brand. The first step is to add a manufacturer. In order to do this, click on the Add button in the Manufacturers section. You have the option here to add a new manufacturer, or by using the drop-down available, you can copy the complete data from an existing manufacturer as well. We will type in a new name of Acme Paints. Next, we will add a system. Again, the user has the option to copy information at a system level as well. The information can be copied off of the same or different manufacturer. We then add our brand of Quality Pro Flat. Copy options for brands from the same or different manufacturers, systems, and brands exist. At this point, we are ready to add our bases. To add a base, right-click in the Base Grid area and choose Add Base. An input line opens up to allow you to choose which colorant set the base is to come from. We will choose the neutral set. The base colorant needs to be selected for the set. Since this is a neutral set, we will choose the neutral base. After the selection, notice how most of the information is filled in by default from the colorant set information that was created in Set Maintenance. The user still has the option to edit this data. For example, we may want to change the top-off type for this base to be automatic. Also notice that the colorants available for the base are now displayed. The user can edit data here as well. He can choose to eliminate colorants from matching by removing the check mark, as well as decide which colorant will be used for top-off. Adding a second base is as easy as right-clicking in the Base Grid area again. Here we will choose the Deep Base colorant set and the Deep Base as the base. To delete a base, right-click in the Base Grid area and click Delete. The base that is active or has the arrow beside it will be deleted. Although it is not necessary to add cans to a product line to produce matches, many times it is desired for product lines that will be utilized in the retail paint industry. In order to attach cans to a base, they need to be first created in the default cans section of the screen. To do this, click on the Add Edit Default Cans button. To add a can, right-click within the default cans window. Right-clicking also contains the Delete option as well to delete an active can. Here we will add a 5-gallon can. Once the label is filled in, choose the can size units, in our case, fluid ounces, and fill in the necessary information for the fill units. After this, click the Save button. We are now ready to add our can sizes to the base in the product line. Right-click in the Base Can Size area and add a can. Once the line is created, choose the can from the drop-down list in the Label section. Notice how the cans available are the same as from the default can size window. You do have the option to edit fill amounts here if desired. Adding cans needs to be done for each base within a brand. The brand section contains an area where you can assign a default can size to the brand for all of the bases to default to when matching. Once the product line is created, click the Save button at the bottom of the screen. If a product line is to be transferred over to use with Retail Paint software, additional information will need to be filled out for that product line. This information is accessed via the POS Data button. When accessing this area, you may or may not receive messages concerning the product line data as it pertains to the data necessary to transfer to POS. This screen is similar in structure and operation to the main screen in Product Line Maintenance. For additional explanations of fields in this section, please refer to your Datacolor documentation. Once these fields have been input, press the Save button. The product line can now be transferred to a POS formulation database file by pressing the POS Transfer button. This button will only be active if all the necessary information has been filled in for both product line maintenance and POS data. Also in the brand area, the user has the ability to assign a search folder to a specific brand. This information is used by Formula Central when the search or search and correct options are employed. The system will look for formulas in this folder to display or to do a search and correct, as opposed to searching for formulas in the entire database. We have explored retail manufacturers. Now let's look at an example of an industrial product line. Notice how here we have no cans assigned. When matching with this product line, Formula Central will use its own grid for batch size and information. Also see that we have different bases which contain different colorants and completely different optical models. One base is transparent, one opaque, and one translucent. This allows the user to match across colorant sets using one product line and only one job in Formula Central. This concludes our introductory video to product line maintenance. For more information, please consult your Datacolor documentation or visit our support site on the web at www.datacolor.com.